Interesting. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Nonstop Rambling Podcast. I'm Kyle Kontent, and I'm with my host with the most, Crazy Legs.
That was a
Yeah,
good
a
one.
little delayed
Hey,
there,
guys.
Crazy.
How's it going?
What in the...
Oh, I'm sorry, because I was thinking about it. Is it live right now? Right,
Yes.
we're live again, like last time. Okay. All right. So, first thing before we get into the political thing, because I was just thinking, I was watching Rhett and Link the last couple of days, and I just got into them, and they did a story about when they were kids, and they went up to their old houses because they've been best friends since forever. And they were just doing like a vlog about it, and that got me thinking, man, I wish my best friend was into making videos or even doing anything like that, because I got so much stories that I could go to my old house and like just tell so many stories. Like I thought that'd be a great idea. I thought that'd be so much fun, but I'd have to have someone come.
Why do we have to come with you if you...
just vlog
Yeah, you
by myself.
can. Everybody does that.
I mean, I can't. I mean, yeah, I know, but even doing a vlog sitting here in my chair, I overthink it. Like, so I tried when I made the one that you retweeted. I tried to stare exactly at the camera and not move around a lot, because I usually move my hands a lot, or I like look away. So I tried the whole time to be calmly looking at the camera. And if you didn't notice, if you watched the video, I was calmly talking. I was trying not to stutter. I was doing the slow thing just to see how it would come out.
So,
And
I
then
haven't had a chance to watch
yeah.
that video yet.
Somebody liked it.
Yeah,
I
it was me.
I don't know who it was.
I also put it
you.
in a watch later category, and I haven't had a chance to yet.
Oh, that's not bad. You're in it.
You talk about
you.
me? What the fuck you say about me?
Yeah, nothing bad. I was just explaining how, kind of like when we get to the political thing, I was just explaining how like I said if Biden wins and it's fair and square, and there's no fraud or nothing even weird going on, and we got to accept it and move on. But I said maybe it's from where I'm from or just how I grew up. I haven't met any friendly liberals except for you and my ex. Like, you're the only two people that I know. I mean, there's probably people I know who are liberals. They just don't talk about it, I guess. But you are the only two people that I know that I can just calmly have a conversation. And the rest I've met like in person, or not really even or talked to even online. They're just so hateful, and I never understand that. I've seen people. I've had friends who, and I try to explain this to somebody. Most at least blue states or counties or whatever are bigger cities, and someone made a good point. If you move to Detroit, that's been a liberal city for years, and it's horrible. Nothing changes. They don't do nothing about anything.
I mean,
it's just that.
and it's a broken city, or Detroit specifically is a broken city, because it was a city that was so...
Well, that's probably a bad example.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Detroit's a really interesting city simply because whenever the what was it? Was it Chrysler that was like the main thing there?
Yeah.
When that went under, like the city went under with it. And instead of the government doing anything to help the city, they bought out Chrysler and moved it somewhere else. I think it's owned by Ford now. So now the city is left to ruins with no income, and like there's nothing they can do about it. It's just rotting.
Would you agree? And this is what I was going to say about the whole hate thing, because I'm not saying the right doesn't want peace and unity, and peace to me is never going to happen. It's all people are always going to hate. There's not one day in history where we're all going to like each other. But I was watching a video where a black guy he turned conservative. He said he's had more love from more conservatives than he ever did with liberals, because once they find out he supported Trump, they just called him a sellout and saying he wasn't black and he doesn't do all this, and I'm just
The Uncle Tom argument.
Yeah, and I'm like, how? But that side mostly preaches about love, but only if you agree with them. And
But I mean,
that's the same.
yeah, I was
with
going
the
to say
right,
I've seen
Joe.
that with
I
the
mean,
right
'cause
as
we
well.
want you to agree with us. Yeah, it's the same. But when I talk to people like that, I saw a TikTok. This was a good example. So, a black girl said, there's a TikTok of like this white family, and they said if you vote for Donald Trump, you're a white supremacist, and this black girl was like, so do I chase after myself, or how does that work? Because she was saying like it just doesn't make any sense. Like
just for the sake of arguing,
if you're not,
you can be racist against your own race.
Yeah. Oh, true. But and then they said that and like I said, a lot of people don't know this, and my mom didn't know this. I don't know how. That when they say Trump is a homophobe, which he could be, he might be just hiding it, but he appointed an openly gay man to one of his like higher up positions, but no one knows that because they like put it under the rug, and you can look it up. He's like a communicator for something, but he appointed, and that was the first time ever that a gay man or anyone gay went up into that higher up thing. And I have friends who were gay that know that happened, and they think that's awesome, but a lot of people don't know that. And I'm not saying Trump, he did probably do bad things, he did some good things, but it's like no one on either side except for far right people. Like I see the bad he's done. I'm not saying he's like perfect, but I've never found anyone on the left who sees that he's done. He did help out the blacks. He was trying. It's not like his mouth is just what I think kind of got people turned off in my head, because he just wouldn't shut up. I feel like maybe if he never really tweeted, they might have saw the good that he did. And then I posted a post where it said, which I'm not really complaining about it yet, just to see what they would say. But I posted, you guys tell us to accept the results, but for the last 4 years you tried to get him out of office because you hated him so much for some reason. You want to do it. You wanted to impeach him. You said he's not your president. For 4 years, you just didn't give that guy 1 day apiece. But now you want us to accept that Biden won, and you want us to just shut up. That doesn't make any sense. We should be able, if we wanted to, we should be able to complain and say, not my president,
I mean, you can.
If that's how you want
to act. You can, though. That's what I'm saying, is that you can say shit like that and not have any repercussion from it. I mean...
True. And I keep hearing something in the background like you're smacking something. Oh, good. I can go to the pee. Go drain the dragon, fellas. Sounds like a blind.
Tape measure. Anyway, while Crazy's gone, I'll try to give some perspective here. One of the main things that the left is concerned with is social rights. I guess that's the best way to put it. Crazy, can you still hear me while you're peeing?
Yes.
No, of course you unmute your mic while you're peeing. Are you in the outhouse? What the fuck? What are you doing?
What? No, it was my vent was on. My vent thing was on. The vent, like when you take a shit. I don't know why. I think my daughter left it on, but it was just on when I walked in there. But go on, you said social rights.
Yes. You need help. Okay.
Yes.
Anyway, for those of you who are only listening, because there is no video, Bethany decided she wanted to tape measure the room while I was doing the podcast. She felt pressured. By the way, what were the dimensions? I want to know.
I thought that was something. It sounded like blinds. You don't gotta lie. Kyle's dick's not 11 inches. I saw it in the bathtub.
Anyway, she was measuring the room, and you know when you let go of a tape measure, how it does that winding thing?
Yes.
Well, we have a dollar tape measure, and it has like a sharp point. So she let go of it, and like it retracted, and it poked her finger. And now she's mad.
That's what she gets.
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's what you get to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway, social issues. Where was I?
Social
Is that
issues.
all I said? Okay. Um,
Yeah.
Mike Pence is the biggest issue that I had with Trump's campaign. I hated Trump too. I hated Trump too, but uh, in my honest opinion, I think Pence is probably one of the worst people that's in existence in the United States.
I have a question though, real quick, before you say about Pence. Well, I have two. Did you hate Pence because of his religious beliefs? That's what I'm, because a lot of people did for some, because he was. That's what I'm curious about. And two, um, do you hate Trump or do you just dislike him? Because to me, I don't say hate. To me, that's a strong word to use against somebody. Like hate to me is like if I don't know how to explain it. Like if someone was just really fucking like a bully, I guess, picked me for years and pushed me around or whatever, I'd probably hate him.
You
But
don't think Trump is a bully?
I don't like. No, I mean, yeah, in a way. But no, but what I'm saying is like I don't like hate Biden. I just dislike him. Where I'm not gonna unless he does something weird in like the 4 years if he gets elected, and then I'll be like, okay, that was fucked up.
Okay, here's
But
here's my issue with Trump. Okay, before I go into Pence, here's my issue with Trump. He elected Pence as his vice president. That was a big mistake, and ever since
Yes.
he's done that, I've always disliked him. I hated him for the child roundup. I hated that. I appreciated him getting us out of war in the Middle East. I hated him for doing. I don't even know how to describe this. I currently dislike him. I currently dislike the policy that he's reenacted, where anybody who's making less than $40,000 is now being highly taxed. I dislike that. I hate him in the sense that he thinks he can say whatever he wants without having any standard. The fact that he has no standard is my biggest issue with him.
Like with
Yes.
Trump, right?
With okay, go ahead.
and-
Sorry, before I get into Pence.
Oh, I agree with with both parts of what you said with Trump, but I do feel like, which is kind of a double-edged sword. A lot of, at first I liked it, but then after, to me his Twitter is hilarious just because he just
Yes,
says whatever. But I liked it at first, and I feel like a lot of people did too. Like we liked that he wasn't a politician. He just said whatever. It was nice at first, I guess, but then after a while, you're just like, you do need to act a little bit more professional. If you could just step it up just 2 notches, just stop tweeting for maybe even a week. That would be amazing. I wouldn't even know what to do if you didn't tweet for a week. Just kind of calm it down. But he didn't, and he still says whatever, which is his right, I guess. He can say whatever he wants.
See, that's a big thing too. I completely agree with that. He can say whatever the fuck he wants when he's not the goddamn president. Like that's where I draw the line.
I agree. He should have just calmed down a little bit. I think he would. Let's say, and unless they do a recount or something weird happens, if he does lose, I feel like maybe if he calmed down a little bit more, he might have had a little bit more votes. He did better than he did in 2016, so he did something that people like maybe, but like he might have got closer if he just kind of just quieted it for a while, just relaxed and just did things on the side. But he every day he would just say stuff, even if it didn't, he would just say.
I want to add in.
So,
I want to add one more thing in to what I said about Trump.
Uh-huh.
The fact he hasn't done a single thing that he's promised, aside from Roundup. He hasn't built the wall. He hasn't funded other businesses. He has bought out, or not bought out. What's the word? Bailed out. Thank you. That's the word. He bailed out airlines. I will say that is something that we have to do. Like that's the smart play. We have to have airlines in the future. It's a crucial part to our economy.
And he didn't. I don't think he handled it too well. But one thing I did like, and I was reading up on, is he didn't let China kind of do whatever they wanted. Like he kind of said, because China in a way is our biggest like foe in business, at least like in the
Import and
economy.
export. Yes, they
And
are the number one import and
yeah,
exporter.
and and if Obama set it in place and Trump kind of held it there, I'll give them both credit. But our economy it's good right now. It's been good for a while, and at least he hasn't really fucked that up. I'll give him that. The economy's not horrible. It's good. It's been good, and he has helped the black unemployment like skyrocket from
I
what they
mean,
were.
the
So
unemployment rate was only, I think the total unemployment rate was 12% when Obama was president. I think statistically it was 6% of people who were drawing unemployment, but the actual unemployment rate was like 12%.
What is it right now?
I can't even tell you. It's not even an accurate number because of COVID. People still aren't working because they're sick.
Well, okay, yeah.
Like I can't compare those two numbers. But I will say before March, it was right at 8% of people who were drawing unemployment.
Okay. And one thing I'll say too about the COVID, I think he could have did a better job. But what I don't, which he could have done a way better job. But what I don't get to is people like he can give you kind of ideals of what to do, but most of the time it's your state that does whatever it wants to do. Like in our state, we were locked down for 2 weeks, but my job I had to work because we made like health things, and then you had to wear a mask and people didn't, and no Ohio police or anyone enforced it, and then they made us the bars had to close down at 10. Like they were trying things, but most of the time it was state to state of whatever they want to do, because I know some states just really didn't give a fuck. Like you could go out and do whatever, and certain cities you couldn't go anywhere. I think Trump could have done a better job of trying to make it more unified, I guess, and telling states like, hey, you need to do this.
I don't know if they ever
to get this.
I don't know if they ever enacted it. Did New York ever enact martial law for people? They couldn't. They didn't. Okay. New York did full. That wasn't. Okay. Okay. So yeah, I think I think the biggest issue that the United States had was that we didn't kind of follow in New York's step, where we just had like a full-on shutdown, where there were no,
people leaving.
Yeah, there were no
doing anything. Yeah.
Essential workers, basically. Another thing that I want to address.
Well,
neither of the presidents have said. Well, no, that's not true. I wish one of the presidents would have come up and said that people who were essential workers would have gotten a bonus or something. Literally anything.
That's what I'm saying.
Any fucking thing.
I got $1 raise from my company, but we make stuff for respirators and things like that, and I had to work through the whole COVID thing. They did give me a bonus at the end of it, but it wasn't very much. I think it was $200, which, I mean, it's money, I guess, but they didn't, they just, assumed we had to be there because we're essential, and even now we're supposed to wear a mask at work, but once first shift leaves, I don't wear mine. I mean, I don't care. If I get, okay, so I get, and I know this is going to sound selfish, so I don't want to spread it to other people. I get that. I'm not going to be.
Oh, no. Here we go with the Republican saying he doesn't want to wear a mask. Okay, I'm kidding. I'm good, sorry.
No, but I mean, like, so I will wear it out in public if I have to. Like, if I do go to the store and it says you have to wear one, and I see a lot of people wearing it, I'll wear mine. Granted, my mask is a Trump mask, so I'm going to enjoy wearing it. But I'll wear it, and I'll we just go get my stuff and I'll leave. But like, so at my job, it's super hot, and we work with like 6 people. And when I'm doing my job, if I'm not by anybody, I'm not going to wear my mask. And we're supposed to wear it when we're talking to them up close. And sometimes if I'm like, for some reason, it's just in my head now when I do go up to an operator, sometimes I will put it back on my face just because I'm used to it being there. But most of the time, I go up there real quick, I talk to them, and I leave. I don't think it has helped as much as people think it has. Maybe it has. But there's so many more cases, People are still getting in big groups. So no matter what they tell you, people are going to do whatever they want. It's just going to have to run its course, I think. Like, it's just going to something's gonna have
But
to happen.
you
'Cause no
can't
one's
say
gonna
that though when you compare it to other countries. Like there are countries who don't even have COVID in existence anymore.
What country it is?
Pretty much everywhere but the United States.
Well, except for
North America.
India.
Yeah, India's pretty bad.
No,
I will
well,
give you that.
Yeah, they're fucked because they can't do anything.
Well, I mean, here's the problem with India. India is so overpopulated. Like it, I really don't have a clue like what they would be able to do. Like I'm thinking right now. I don't know what the fuck India could possibly do, to just like get away with it, except for like come up with a vaccine.
that. And I get why it went like a full shutdown, because if we did do a full shutdown, like let's say no one could like leave for a week. Maybe like, okay, so I don't know if this could even work, but say the government was like, hey, you got like 2 days to get food, get whatever, and go back to your house, and for like 2 weeks you're gonna sit there. I don't know how our economy would be affected after that if no one.
It would
did
affect
anything.
it pretty bad.
I don't know. I mean,
it would be.
Yeah.
It would be the same thing as saying that we're about to have a shutdown and everybody rushing to the store to grab toilet paper. We're just going to be out of toilet paper again. People are going to be out of food.
I don't know why the fuck they went for toilet paper. That to me made no sense. That blew my mind, because like, what does COVID have to do with toilet paper? Like, I don't understand why so many people need that much toilet paper. I can laugh. I know it's just me and my daughter sometimes, but I can make like 4 rolls last for like 3 weeks, and I take lots of shits, Kyle. I take lots of them. So if I can make that last, these motherfuckers don't need to go out and buy a full cart full of a grocery cart full of toilet paper. I don't understand.
My original thought was that people were buying toilet paper to sell it by the roll or sell it by the square. But I didn't fucking see any of that. I didn't see a single fucking person looting that shit. And then, or not looting, but you know what I mean. Yeah.
Selling it, I did. Not by the square, but people, my mom was looking on, cause she bought hers through, Amazon, cause we couldn't get it at the store. But on, eBay, people were selling rolls for like $200.
Okay, look, I saw that. But what I didn't see, what I was really surprised, or what I did see, was people buying hand sanitizer and like Kleenex wipes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I saw.
Yeah. All the cleaning
like
stuff.
just cleaning shit, shit that we actually needed, and like buying the shit out of it and then selling that for probably 50 times the amount of what it's worth.
And even if like when that happened, stores should have made it to where you can only buy like 1 or 2. I don't need much to clean this apartment. And if I went to a store and there was like 3 things left and some old lady needed it, I'd let her get one. And but people were there. There was carts full of just shit. Like, you don't need all that. Like, can you not be a human being? Just think for a second. You're like, okay, there's a lot more people in this town, or wherever the fuck you live. You don't need a full cart full of Clorox wipes. Like, you can get maybe. I'll be generous. You can get 4 of them. You can get 4 packs, like, of the big tubs, I guess. I don't know, but they went fucking nuts, and I was like, dang. Like, but then again, they didn't buy stuff that you would need, like food. Like, there were certain things that were just stocked full of stuff because no one would buy that.
Oh no, we were out of food too for a while here.
Yeah, just buy toilet paper. And I was fine over here at least. Like, I had a good amount of. I mean, I eat frozen food, so. I'm okay.
No, like canned food, frozen food, everything was fucking gone here for a good while. And then, like, we had to get lucky and be able to get up at like 8 o'clock in the morning, and then hopefully they had a pallet or something. But then, like, there was a point where we did not have food at all. Like,
do you I'm not saying agree with this.
I agree with that, Polar.
Just on TikTok, social media just says things. But and this could affect things, but I saw like 3 TikToks where they said that if Biden doesn't actually like care about the normal Joe or the hard worker, I guess a lot of truckers are going to go on strike, and if they go on strike, that's going to fuck us. That is the backbone of America, or semi drivers. If they don't drive and no one's like, it is.
Dude, I've heard that. I've just heard that about everything. Like, immigrants are the backbone of America.
Well, I mean,
Fucking everything is the backbone of America. We make America. That's just how it
well,
works.
I just said that because I saw it on TikTok, but like it's like it makes sense because they're the ones that deliver everything, except for maybe some boats and stuff. But like it's just semi truck drivers. They deliver all the food and all the stuff to stores and places. And I mean, so I'm like,
Chunk had one of the best. You know who Chunk the Deuce is, right?
and I know Chunks.
Right. Yeah, he's super Republican.
Yeah,
He made probably
he's
one of the
more than
best
me.
points that anybody has made to me, in that trains are like the way of the future. Basically, because they can haul so much, they can go long distances without stopping.
Yeah.
Polar Kick says, "Don't believe everything you see on TikTok."
No, I know that, but I'm just saying, like, if that did happen, that could be a problem because that is one of the main, like, delivery or whenever you want to.
I agree with you. I
get-
100% agree with you. Pretty much any time that a form of transportation is being halted, or people feel like they need to strike in order to further better their job, I feel like they need to. I feel like that's how change and progress happens. Change and progress happens. God damn, I can't say words. But at the same time, I feel like this probably wouldn't be happening had somebody have said, "Hey, I realize times are tough right now. How about a raise?"
Yeah. Oh, speaking of raises, I was, and I didn't look too much into it. Now, here's the thing. And I mean, you already know this, and I know Chloe knows this. I kind of keep up with politics. Like, I'll look into certain things that I see, and I know most of the news stations are left, and somehow I read that Fox is going more left now for some reason, which kind of blows my mind because they're more conservative. But me and Chloe looked up news stations just to see where they lean. And I think it was CNN or one of those where it was almost 50-50, where they're both conservative and liberal. Like, they kind of report on both sides.
They're in the middle of liberal and centrist, like roughly that area.
Yeah, but a lot of them were more liberal. Like Fox said it was more conservative, which But oh fuck, what was my thought? Jesus Christ, that was a good one. Give me a second. No, you're
okay.
fine.
While you figure that out, I will say
point.
this: CBS. That's what she says.
Yeah, CBS. Okay.
Yeah, you are absolutely right that CNN is somewhere in between liberal and centrist. Fox News, for a very, very long time, has been super far right, like zero centrist, like at all. The fact that they're coming off the right a little bit, it surprises me too, because they've just been that far right for so long.
Here's what I think that we need. I know it's never gonna happen, but here's what I think that we need. Not saying like
say co-presidents.
Not saying not saying that there shouldn't be like a control in media, but my dad said there is a media station because he used to watch Fox. My dad is Republican, but he found a station. It was like One American News, where it's kind of in the middle. I think that's what it was. It wasn't like a news station, but it was like a podcast type of thing. But I feel like there needs to be one station where it is down the middle, and they didn't have people like us on there. Because, for example, when Chloe can tell you, even if Trump, okay, so let's say I even noticed, let's say Trump said something, and I noticed that it was a straight lie. I'm like, okay, he just lied right there. Like that's bullshit. But when Trump did like a speech after the election, and fraud has happened before in the past, and he was just saying he wants to make sure. He kind of said it. He said it in a dumb way because it's him, but he was just wanting to make sure there wasn't no fraud. And then it switched. So it was CBS or one of them. They cut off the speech and they went back to the news station. And the guy who was talking, just how he was talking, bugged me because he was belittling Trump so bad and just talking shit. And it's just like. But Trump's making kind of a good point. You can't deny that he's not. Like, people were putting up, they were trying to block the windows so you couldn't see in there. One of the counties appealed Trump to have an observer in the room, which you're allowed to, and they didn't want him to have it. Why wouldn't you want it to have it? That just looks fishy. Like he's making good points, even if there's no fraud. Like say they prove nothing happened. Well, then he's wrong. Okay, then we got to deal with it. Biden won. But then when it switched and Trump made some good points, a little bit, the newscaster just was sitting there just talking shit. It's all lies. There ain't no fraud. It's like he just said a court, like you guys tried to appeal an observer in the room. Like how is that not proof? Like how?
Okay, so pre-podcast,
If that makes sense.
me and Crazy were talking about like our states and what our states were voting, essentially. Crazy said that most of his state was red, right? Is that what he said? Except for the major cities?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
yeah.
America.
Tennessee is the exact same way, except for Nashville and Memphis. Nashville and Memphis both voted blue.
I can look it up right now. Yeah.
We had 7 delegates. I think 7 delegates in Tennessee. We had 0 delegates vote for Biden. 2 of the biggest cities in Tennessee went blue for Biden. 0 delegates went to Biden. That is a big fucking issue.
I can find. Let's see. Give me a second. There. Actually,
How many delegates?
Knoxville.
Yeah, because Florida's
Knoxville and is it
Chattanooga. Yeah.
Chattanooga. Are those big
yeah,
cities
those
too?
you literally just named the
Knoxville.
4 biggest
Yeah.
cities in Tennessee.
Yeah, those are red, and the other 2 are blue. Nashville and Memphis are blue, but Knoxville and Chattanooga are red. And I do understand kind of how that works because most of the red counties are just kind of out in the sticks. Not like we're not like rednecks, but it's
Yes.
small towns.
Yeah. No.
Like maybe 20,000
I understand
people.
that. I get that. My
Yeah.
problem is that there is an excessive amount of votes towards Biden in the state of Tennessee, and we have 7 delegates. Not one single delegate went to Biden. That is my issue.
Here's my issue, and I will agree with you on something that I was reading. And again, if Biden won fair and square, and there's actually no proof of fraud, I'd say let him have it. I'm not gonna fight that. But I read, and knowing Trump, and again, I know he's like a little baby. I get that. He's gonna fight it because it's him. He's not gonna what's the word? He's not gonna secede or whatever. I don't think he will. He probably
He won't do it willingly.
He's not gonna secede.
He'll be forced to do it, but he won't do it willingly.
He's not. But I read that if he doesn't, it can go to the court because it's the 12th Amendment. He can go to the Supreme Court, and each state will get 1 electoral vote, and then the senators or whatever in that state will vote on who they want to be president. So technically, Trump can still win. Because I think the Senate is more red. So if Biden won, he's going to have problems trying to push things along because the House and
Same
the
way it
Senate
happens every
are
single
Republican.
every single 4 years.
Yeah. Wait, did Trump have all blue Senate almost? Is that what happened too?
Trump was. I don't remember where
Or
he
was it
fell on that
mixed?
scale, but I think most of the policies that he was signing off on were like very close to centrist conservative, or like somewhere in between centrist and conservative. Because it was so conservative, Republicans wouldn't vote on it, and because it was so centrist,
Okay.
Democrats wouldn't vote. Or no, because it was so conservative, Democrats wouldn't vote on it. Because the policies he was making that was so conservative, Republicans wouldn't vote on it. That was his biggest issue.
Yeah, in my head, so I watched this video. I'm not saying he changed. It's a real video, and you can watch it. Back in like 1998, when Oprah asked him if he would run for president, he said he'd run Republican because we're all retarded.
That's literally
basically
what
he said,
I remember
'cause we're all
seeing that. Yeah.
stupid. Yeah, and then so in my head, he may have did that because he thinks we're all dumb. It worked, but I kind of think he's more in the middle in a way. I think because like I said, he appointed a gay guy to one of his cabinets or whatever. He does help out the blacks. Like he's not like in my head, I think he's more in the middle, but he's just how he talks. it even bugs me. Like if he just talks like
I
he's 10.
think he's an actor.
But
You know, I really think he's a character.
I mean he is like that's what. I mean, and I'm not saying it was bad for America because nothing really changed in the 4 years. Like nothing like horrible. There was no war. Like I mean, he did strike Syria
He
with
also
those bombs because they were gassing
also
their own
pulled out of
people.
Syria too.
Which, yeah, but I mean, and I was talking to my Mexican friend about this on Facebook, and I agree with him, and that's why I said I'm not like I may act it just because I think I like to offend people because I think it's funny if you get mad at something. I'm not like a Trump. I'm not gonna ride his dick. I'm not like fucking. I'm not
I beg
that
to differ.
conservative. I am more.
I think
right.
you'd ride his dick.
I mean, of course. I mean, maybe. I mean, he's got some money, so if you wanted me to hop up on there, I might do it. But I'm not like a full hardcore conservative redneck with my guns and I'm ready to just fucking. I just agree with a little bit more of the Republican views than I do left. But my Mexican friend said about how he didn't build the wall. He did do a little upgrades to it, and and when I voted the first year, the wall wasn't a big deal to me. Like that, a lot of countries have walls, but we don't need a bigger one. I mean, just watch them. I get why you're doing it because drugs do come from over there. I get that, and there is a certain way to get into the country. It is a long process. I think they should shrink that down a little bit because there are good people who want to come over here just because Mexico sucks. Like I get that. Like if the United States sucks so bad and I want to move to Canada and there was like a 3-year process to be a citizen, that would suck ass. So I get that. I think they should just shrink that down. Like, hey, you need to get a job here. You need to do this and this, or like 3-4 things, and then you can be a set, and do like a background check on, or I don't know, something. Figure out something besides doing like a, because one of my friends who works with me, he is a citizen now. He got his green card. He said it took him like 3 or 4 years.
Yep.
To get it. He said
Probably worked on a
forever.
visa for 4 years.
I think they need to kind of
got converted over.
Yeah. They need to kind of shrink that down, because I mean I get why they want to leave that country, and then I get why we have a wall too. We don't want people just throwing drugs over here, because a lot of drugs do come from there, and it's bad for the American people. I mean, it's not going to stop because it's just they'll find ways to get the drugs over here. But I kind of get it because a lot of countries do have borders and walls. So that wasn't a big deal for me. Like, if you don't need to spend no money on that wall, maybe more border patrol, just to watch them or whatever. We don't need to fucking go all out.
Isn't it fair to say that
But
the fact that we call ourselves a land of the free, why would we put up a border at all? Why would we not be more accepting?
That is a good point. Okay, so I do get I think
your point
accepting,
is that drugs are not allowed. Drugs shouldn't be coming over. Crime shouldn't be coming over. All of that, right?
Yeah.
Here's my problem. This is where I think both the left and the right are wrong. I think both the left and the right are wrong when it comes to drug control. I think drug control is the biggest failure in this fucking United States of all time. I'm willing to say that I think heroin, meth, all of it should be legal. And here's why. Yes, listen, hear me out. Hear me out.
All right.
Heroin addicts are not allowed to seek help because the moment they say that they have done heroin, they are sent to prison. And they're in prison for 3-4 years. Right? It's the same thing with meth users. It's the same thing with crack users, cocaine users, etc. You are outing yourself, ergo, you are going to jail. So why would you want to seek help? On top of that, all of these drugs that I've just listed can be used for medicinal purposes. However, because they're Schedule I drugs, we're not allowed to test with them. We're not allowed to do anything with them. My problem with this is the fact that we're not able to do anything that we need, or we're not able to do what we need to do with it, because we're just constantly trying to control it. And because we're trying to control it, people are making profit off of it. The only people who profit off of drugs are criminals. Yeah. If we make it legal and we start... What's the word? There's a word for it. There's a word for controlling, but I can't remember exactly what it is. If we start controlling it, then we have full access to the economy that is the drugs and everything else that happens, and all the illegal activity that happens with drugs.
Yeah, because then they wouldn't be making as much.
Exactly.
Well, would they be making as much money? I mean, no, they wouldn't, because then you could
This
kind of
all,
like with
yes,
weed.
exactly. Weed is. We have this idiotic tendency to think that prohibition works. We know it doesn't work. And with alcohol, back in the 30s, 40s, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
biggest profiteers were people who ran underground bars.
Yeah, just because, yeah, and they were making money
So
off.
why is it any different if we're banning meth, if we're banning heroin, if we're banning cocaine?
I mean, it's not. I think technically, in my head, I think we should just let everything happen. And then if you fuck up your life, fuck up your life. There you go. It's your choice. If you want to get all fucked up and not work and then die at a young age because you're on like meth or something, then, that's what you wanted to do. But I mean, I get it from both. I get it from both points.
What about the people currently?
Actually, they can. My okay. I got a quick story. My dad, my no. Listen.
Hold on,
I
man.
gotta
Hold
just.
on. Hold on. Hold on.
Oh. No, you don't. Yeah, but here's why I think our system's fucked up. My dad, he's a I'm a I'm a pregnant woman.
We know, crazy.
It, oh god damn it.
You two would be fucking terrible in a room.
So, um, it,
Okay, what were you saying, crazy?
so I agree with what. Okay, so I agree with what she's saying. I agree with what she's saying, but my dad, he's a he's a paramedic. And
Well, neither one of you be able
he's a no, because I'm agreeing.
He's agreeing with you.
I'm agreeing, kind of. But I'm telling a story. So, me and my dad are. I said me and my dad. My dad is a paramedic and a firefighter, and he says when they go pick up people who um, OD on drugs, they give you a free shot of Narcan or whatever.
What
And then
drug?
it's just free. Yeah, it's mostly heroin around here. But like it's free, and then they have to lock up their ambulances and stuff because people try to get in there and steal it. But then like for if you have diabetes, you got to pay a fuck ton for your insulin. To me, that makes no sense. That should switch. No matter what party fucking does it, they need to switch that. They shouldn't be giving people who OD. I get they're trying to save your life, but after you save their life, you better make them pay.
I don't
something.
think it's free,
Why,
crazy.
why the fuck are? No, I mean it's maybe it's not free, but they just
The $1,200 ambulance
they just
ride is
do it.
enough.
I mean, yeah, it is kind of expensive, but it just still blows my mind that like stuff for kids or people who like have an ability. I mean, diabetes can run the family, and sometimes you can just get it because you're not healthy. So I kind of get that part, but you still need help with it if you're trying to control it. But stuff like that, it should be a little bit cheaper than what it is. It's expensive.
Well, yeah, I'd say that about every drug that should be over the counter.
Yeah, I mean, and it's weird because I get it from both ways. Like, if you're a company and you're selling that drug, you got to make money somehow. But then I feel like, so, okay, I'll give you a great example. I used to work at Papa John's, okay? And I talked to one of like the highest managers, like a general manager or whatever. Like she watched over like the county of Papa John's, like in that fucking area. She said, so our large pizzas at the time, without a discount, was like $16, without like promos or whatever. And she said that technically it costs Papa John like $5 to make it. What we make, no matter what it could be, like an all meats pizza or whatever, just the highest, like the supreme, like maybe $5-6. So he's making like a fuck profit even without the discounts. And so I see why he wants to make the money, like he's making his money back. But in my head, I'm like on both sides. If I ever owned a business, I want to make as much money as I can, my business. But then the back of my head, I'm thinking, you could still lower it. You're still making money, but you're not fucking the people over.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
A good example of this is Martin Shkreli. You know who that is? Okay, Martin Shkreli is an entrepreneur, if you will, a capitalist, if you will, who bought out a company who created the cure to HIV. Did your mic die? You fucking fool! I fucking knew it.
I'm listening.
Okay, so Martin Shkreli bought out a company, basically that created a cure for HIV, or a treatment for HIV that turns into a cure years later. I remember reading this, and it said that the cure was somewhere around like $8 to make. I'll say treatment. Well, I'll stop saying cure. The treatment is somewhere like $9 to make. He was charging almost 400.
Yeah, I don't think it's.
He was charging almost 400% more of that. Eventually, he goes to prison for. I don't remember exactly what the reason was. It's something to do with. God, I wish I could remember the reason for it, but it had something to do with the fact that you can't mark up like that, and that I really don't know. I really have no idea why the hell he went to prison, but it was pretty controversial. A lot of people said that he was just doing what most capitalists do, but he was just doing it on such a large scale that it didn't matter.
Yeah, and that's wrong, and I know you're not a religious person, really, but I kind of think, and this is just my, you can call it a conspiracy theory if you want, or whatever, but I feel like there's a cure for almost everything, and people know about it.
I've heard this. I've heard the same thing.
They just won't make money off of it once it's cured, if that makes sense. And I kind of think that could happen. Like if I found a cure for, because it is a treatment. I don't think it's a cure. I read too one time that one guy got cured of his AIDS, but it was like just one guy. I don't know where I read it from, but let's say I found a cure for cancer, and I don't know if okay. Do not quote me on this. But I don't. I'll say that in a second. If I found a cure for cancer, and I'm like, okay, I got the cure, and then let's say let's say I wasn't an asshole. Let's say it took me like $10 to make it, and I charge you, let's say 30. That's $30 to get the cure for cancer. All right. So I start selling it. Everybody gets it. Cancer's gone. And then I probably would have made a fuck ton of profit to begin with. But I feel like there's so many corrupt people that even if they know the cure for something or they have it, and they don't want to cure it because they just want to keep selling that drug, selling that like helper or whatever you want to call it to make more money. Because I don't own a business. I am like I'm a supervisor. I have like a higher up position. But in my head, I'm thinking, why do people need so much money for so much shit? Okay, for example, Walmart owners who own Walmart, they make billions of dollars.
Yeah.
Why can't they lower, like, and they've made it for years. Like, why can't you do things better for your employees, or like lower prices just a little bit for the average man who works at like a factory or does like something else? You, why do you need billions of dollars for like fucking how many years? Like, you're gonna die. Like, where's that money going to? Your like 20th grandchild? You, I don't know. I think I'm sounding kind of stupid, but if you get what I'm saying.
I get it.
Like, yeah, like why do you need? And what are you talking about, breadsticks?
Fucking tell your story, dickhead. I'm listening.
No, but I don't understand why they need like all of that money. I get if I but then I kind of agree too. So my dad said this. He's like, you don't really get it, because if you were rich and you were making that much money, you say now that you would help people, which in my mind right now I think I would. I'd go back and help some people that I know. He said, once you become that rich, you're going to forget that. You're going to go explore the world, you're going to do whatever, and then it's going to get to a point where you don't really, think about the average person, because you're fucking loaded with money. You don't really, I mean, he's not saying you don't care about people, but you're just to the point where it's just like,
I agree. I agree with Meth Bear.
Almost a god.
I agree with Meth Bear on this, because they earned it through work and diligence through their chosen field.
No, I mean, yes, but if you can cure something or help, I don't know. Yeah, I agree, but it's just like,
here's my issue.
Okay.
My issue is the tax breaks from donations. A multi-billion-dollar company stands to gain the ability to never fucking pay taxes again, just by simply donating a fifth or a tenth even.
Real quick. That's a good point. Meth Bear, I was reading what he said. Okay, go on. I was just telling him it was a good point.
The tax breaks. The you don't have to pay more taxes if you just simply donate your money. Granted, I feel like there does need to be an incentive. I feel like there needs to be incentive in order to donate money, because I feel like nobody would do it if there wasn't one, unless they just really wanted to help people.
Yes.
This is where I don't know where I stand on this, because on one page I feel like, however, the gap between execs worker class and increased massively since like the 1930s. That's the issue, to be honest. Yes, Beth, I completely 100% agree. The
Meth Bear, I miss you. Get in here. I'm talking.
What is it that the left calls it? The top 3%, right? Like, that's the big thing that they always talk about.
The left? I'm not sure. You're more. I miss me too. Meth Bear, I swear to God.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the left always talks about like the increasing gap wage in between the top 3% and the working class.
Oh,
go ahead.
Real quick, and this is not like a sentence. Do you not agree? And so I get a lot of rich people worked for what they got, like at least for businesses. I'm not saying like artists didn't work, because they did. They took their time to write their music and whatever, and they got help getting promoted and stuff. But I know I'm gonna probably use the word backbone again.
You fucker.
But people like us are what run America. But we get treated like we're fucking. So if all like middle class, or even just not even middle, even poor people who work hard jobs, who do things that no one wants to do, because a lot of people would not work where I work. It's too hot. It's too hard. They don't want to do it. If people like us just stop working, this fucking country would be fucked, and the rich wouldn't know what to fucking do about it. If we all just stopped working and said fuck it, everyone would be fucked. But then again, we still, even by both parties, we just get fucked. They're just like, we're gonna say we're gonna help you, and we might help you just a little bit to make you like, oh, thank you, kind of be happy about it. But my friend, I can't fucking talk. Jesus Christ, I hate my life. My Mexican friend.
Here we go.
I'm saying that just because
tokenism
to put it in context. No. But listen. He said that both parties don't give a fuck about you, and it's true. I don't think they do really.
I've agreed with this for years.
They
This is
don't.
literally where
Yeah, they don't.
this is where the reason why I didn't vote comes in. I feel like both parties don't really give a shit.
I'm not Meth Bear. I'm not a judgmental fuck. I love my Mexicans. I,
Oh my
I
god,
love
please somebody
Ricardo
clip
and
that.
Juan. No, but I do though. Like okay, so I don't know. Okay, you can edit this out of the podcast.
No, I
I
can't.
just
It's
want to say
live,
something.
fuckface.
Oh, all right, you can't. So wait, should I don't know if I should say it.
Yes,
But,
say it. Say whatever you want. I don't give a shit. Go ahead.
okay. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He is from there. So me and Chloe, we were talking, and I don't know how I'm gonna put this. And Meth Bear, I'm not a judgmental fuck, but she pointed out something, and it kind of made sense to me in my mind, and I kind of get where she was coming from. So, and it's got okay. I don't know how to fucking word this. So I'm not, and when I say this, you're gonna think it automatically, but just at least hear me out, okay? So I'm not racist. I'm not. I work with Mexicans. I love them. Juan, Ricardo, dude, they're like my best friends at work. They're great guys. Ricardo sold me the monitor. He fucking was telling me how to do certain things. Like we get along as human beings, and I have I grew up with a mixed friend of mine, and we were best friends for the longest time. Like to me, if you're a good human being, I'm gonna respect you. All right. But here's where Chloe made a good point, and I maybe just because of the stereotypes, and in my head, almost 80% of stereotypes are true, if you actually kind of look at the grand scheme of things. But what she said, Met Bear, that's not what I'm trying to
Stop
say.
looking at the chat and just say what
But
you're saying, fuckface. God damn it. What are you doing?
But because we're in a podcast together, I just want to look. But what she said that I'm kind of racist. Like I'm not racist, but I judge, and which makes sense because we all judge people when we see them. You cannot say you don't judge anybody because we kind of have that. At one point in time, you kind of have just that little thing in the back of your mind, like this guy might be trouble, he might not be. You just kind of judge people by right when you see them. So until I meet you and actually talk to you, I will judge you in a certain way just because of how you act. But if I meet you and you're a decent human being,
Well,
I'm gonna
I feel like
that's all I
feel
want.
like everybody who is human
If that
has that. I think you're right.
Yeah.
It's the difference between you walking down an alleyway with a bunch of shady-looking motherfuckers and not walking down an alleyway with a bunch of shady-looking motherfuckers. It's survival instinct.
Yeah. I get
However,
that, okay,
I will
I'll
say,
give you an example.
people
Oh, go ahead.
that can be a taught trait as well, right? Because I mean, if you're looking down an alleyway and you see two black people or people of color, whatever they want to be called, right? And you don't walk down it just because they're
Right.
two people of color, that's kind of racist. That is racist. That's a bad assumption. However, if you feel like if you know there's a knife in one of their hands, why the fuck would you walk down there? You're not doing it because they're of color. You're doing it because one of them has a fucking weapon.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm not trying to put this to where. Okay, how am I going to say this? So maybe it's the media or just how, at least around here, how a lot of people grew up. And I will still walk down an alleyway if there's black guys there. I'm not going to care. But there's a guy that made a great point, and hopefully I can word it right. Okay, so he said, how many, and this was a mixed guy, by the way, just so you know, just so you can get the perspective of what he's saying. He said, how many black people can walk down a white neighborhood and be okay, and nothing will happen to them. But if a white person walks down one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in Detroit of black people or anywhere, stuff seems to tend to happen.
Fool. How could you? You still there? Crazy.
Racism is both ways. It's not just whites don't like blacks. It's both ways, but no one seems to acknowledge that. At least a lot of people don't. They just assume white people can only be racist, but that's not the case. But again, there's no race. We're all humans, just our skin color. So that makes no sense to begin with, because we're the human race. So I hate when people say you're racist. It's like, no, we're all humans. I'm not racist against humans. But what I'm saying is, like, culture-wise, every culture is racist to almost anything, because it's just how we were brought up, or like the media or the news, how they portray different cultures makes people think weird fucking things, which we shouldn't. I should, if you get what I'm saying.
Crazy.
Like, people shouldn't be thinking like that.
Meth, specifically to meth. Racism is not a numbers game. It's an individual thing. You can have racist groups with racist people in it, but racism isn't about power. It's about the inferiority. That's the main thing. Like, there's a huge difference in between both of those. You can say it stems from numbers, but it isn't true. The definition, the very definition of racism is saying that one race is lower than another, and that, like I said earlier, you can be racist against your own race.
Yeah, and sometimes I think I am, because I hate a lot of white people.
Meth. I 100% agree with that. When more people look down on a group, that group gets marginalized. That is absolutely true, but it doesn't mean that a group is racist. It means that a group is judgmental.
Yeah, because it's all, to me, it's all stupid to me. Like I said, okay, I'll give you a good example. Kyle, if you were black and I met you right now, we were talking and I met you and you were a good person. Let's say you were a shitty person. Let's say you were a fucking horrible person. I would not be like, that's all black people. It's just that's you. You're the asshole. I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to talk to you. But it seems like a lot of people just assume that every black or white person is this way, every Asian's this way, Asians can't drive, white people are racist, blacks don't want to work, and all this stuff. Like, you hear that a lot, but I work with Mexicans and black people who work their ass off because they're just good people. Skin color and culture should have nothing to do with anything. Just meet the people first, and then you shouldn't judge in the first place, but if you want to judge, at least meet them first, and then kind of make your own kind of judgment.
To a sense, I disagree with that. For the most part, I agree with that. To a sense, I disagree with that. I think culture has a bad tendency of what's the word? Indoctrinating, like brainwashing.
Oh yeah.
I think a lot of culture things like have a really big issue with other cultures. That's why we clash a lot. I think culture is a huge issue in this country. Not in the sense that I think my culture is better than yours, but I think that because our cultures don't agree and haven't agreed, it's going to continue being an issue.
Yes, but I do agree with Meth Bear. I do kind of judge everybody to a point. Like, I'm not gonna, just because that's how we are, but how am I gonna put this? So okay, I know this is a whole TikTok thing, but I saw it on TikTok. And I will give you a scenario, and then you tell me how you should react to it. There's been some TikToks where, like, white girls are doing like braids and like kind of just black culture things, and then black people are saying you shouldn't be doing that. You're trying to steal our culture. It's like, well, maybe she likes what you're doing. Why can't she enjoy that? And it's the same way. It's back and forth. Like, people say, like with whites, like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just
cultural appropriation.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like they think they can't do what they do, but like, why not? It's not like you're hurt. What if for example, I love rap. I love rap so much. Vanilla Ice is my shit. I love it. Like I love it. But even with when Eminem started at first, when he started, people didn't respect him because he was just a white guy. But that makes no sense. Like, if he's good at what he's doing, why not give him a chance? I don't get the whole like skin color thing. I don't understand.
I think you and Meth.
Just because
I think you and Meth are saying the same thing right now, where everybody is kind of grouping themselves into their own groups. Like they're clicking essentially.
Yes.
It's basically high school and adult.
Yes. Yeah, it's just a big click. Because I'll give you one more example. So at work, okay, this was like 2 years ago. I worked on third shift. My boss was a Mexican. He was my lead. I was his lead assistant. And then we had another lead assistant who was Mexican. And on our shift, we had 5 white guys and 6 Mexican guys. No joke, on our shift. At the end of Friday night, we have to clean up the shop. So they're cleaning up, I'm doing paperwork, and the other lead assistant is walking around checking everybody. The Mexicans are kind of cleaning up and talking. Of course, it's the end of the day. They're going to fuck off. We all do. But some of the white guys were kind of just standing there talking. So I didn't notice this because I'm doing paperwork. The other lead assistant should have went over there and said, hey, get a broom, get this cleaned up. We got like 15 minutes. My lead came up to me, dead looked me in the eye and said, you need to watch your people, and then walked away. But just how he said it, maybe it's in my head, but just how he said it was like, what, the white guys on the shift? Like, you have another lead assistant who's doing the same job as me. He's walking around watching them. He could say, but like he didn't. He would only talk to the Mexicans, and I had to talk to the white guys. Why the fuck is that a thing? We're doing the same job. Why can't he come up to them guys and be like, hey, get a broom when I was busy? That stuff blows my mind. Why do I have to watch the white people on my shift? But it's like that, and it's still like that today. On first shift, there's Mexicans and like 2 white guys on first. All the leads are Mexican but one, because there's I don't know if that's how our job wants to work it like that. Like, let's put all the white guys on second shift, but it's just that shit blows my mind.
You think they did that on purpose, or do you think the?
Yeah. I mean that's how it looks, at least, and it blows my mind.
Here's the thing: is they're not supposed to be doing that.
No, I know.
That's very fucking illegal if they are doing that on purpose.
But I mean, I don't know how we could prove they are doing it on purpose, because they could just be like, oh, we're just putting them in shifts. I mean, I work on second. We have 1 black guy, the rest are white, and it's just me and Steven, and we're both white guys who are leads. And it's not like, I mean, the black guy outworks all the other guys there, so but just how the lead came up to me and said, watch your people. But I was doing other stuff. Like, I was busy. Why didn't you tell your other lead to do that? But he doesn't. He was just telling me. He did not tell that guy to watch them people. He was just like, hey, you need to go tell them to clean up. It's like, but your other lead's not doing anything. I'm actually doing work right now. Why not go tell him to go? Or why not you do it? You're the lead. We're just your assistants. Why don't you go over there and be like, hey, get a broom? But they don't. And I don't know. It just blows my mind that way. I don't understand it. I get so confused. Wait. Matt Bear said when it's us versus them, it becomes a kind of competition. And
you gotta read before that. Every culture, race, or whatever you want to call it, puts themselves in cliques and becomes a them versus us mentality, which I agree with.
Yeah.
When it's us versus them, it becomes kind of competition. It's about whoever gets ahead first. I completely agree with this. One of the fact that we are supposed to be a mixed melting pot, essentially, and the fact that pretty much whoever is around me is usually the same skin tone is kind of an issue. It means that when I notice I came here to the U.S., it's a buffet these days. What the hell does that mean? You trying to eat me? Okay, anyway. It means that I don't really know what it means. I don't really know how to delve into that. Yeah, you're right. It does mean that the melting pot is gone. You're right. It means that
you're not getting a mix of other cultures, personalities, I guess, or just other. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I'm drinking, by the way. I'm just letting you guys know this. I get it. but I don't I mean, maybe that's just how we're gonna be for human race for eternity, or till we get fucking wiped out and die. Maybe that's just how we are. But I, I, I don't know. It just blows my mind because there's all types of good people. No matter what the fuck you are, you could be green. You could be a great guy.
I think where it mostly stems from, meth, is our history, is the U.S.'s history. Back in the fucking 1900s, 1890, something like that. One of the biggest marginalized groups was Asian Asian Americans,
right.
where Asian Americans were having to fucking take TNT into mines and get shit. And back then, TNT, not very stable, so people were dying left and right. Yes, Irish too. You're absolutely right. Back in the potato famine days.
It's just, I don't know. It's all a shit show.
The problem is that groups are being marginalized. The problem that I'm seeing is that groups are being marginalized, and that people think that it's unfair for one to get reparations and not the other. So we end up staying in cliques and staying in these communities that we all know.
I don't know how I'm gonna explain this. Okay, so I'm gonna try to say something. I don't want to come off fucking horrible.
Oh god, here we go.
Okay,
don't get me banned from Twitch.
No, it's not gonna be. No, it's not gonna be bad. I just want to know. So okay.
Don't forget, I have a comeback in 2 days. Don't get me banned.
Yes. Oh no, I won't. All right. So, for example, let's say. I kind of think it's like the media too controls how the cliques kind of act in a way. So let's say we're at the store, me and you were just shopping, getting food or whatever, and we see two black guys, like pants hanging low, and I've seen this in stores.
Why can't it be two white guys with pants hanging low?
No, but here's what I'm trying to say. It's like most groups just act like how they're kind of told to act, if that makes sense. Like I've met some black guys who they work, they don't like, they're not like, I can't say thuggish, but then I've met black guys who make fun of other black guys because they say they're white. They're too white. That makes no sense. Just because they don't talk like they're gonna shoot up like with their gat or whatever. Like I've had a friend in high school who got made fun of because other black guys said he was too white. That makes no sense. Just because he's not one to act all like what rappers want people to act like.
Okay,
like,
all jokes aside, people have said that I'm too white as well. I'm not even joking.
I mean, yeah, but I mean you are white. I don't understand that. That's a new conversation. How are you too? Yeah, but I mean I get it though. Like, but why would you? And like I was saying with the whole Trump thing, when black people wanted Trump, let's say, people were making fun of them. They're like, "Oh, you're a sellout. You're just, you're white now." That makes no sense. Just because they have a different view doesn't mean they're not black. That I don't the whole fucking thing is fucked. It's fucking stupid. It's all fucked up. The whole world's fucked. We're all fucked. Humans suck. God needs to come down now and just fucking smite us all. He just needs to be like, fuck this, because we make no sense. It's like you said, the world is like high school. We're just all adults. High school never ended. We're not out of high school. It's just even at my job, I am disabled and I'm a supervisor. But when we hire people in there and they find out I'm their boss, they think it's a fucking joke. But I know what I'm doing, but they still treat me like it's high school. Why? Can't you be a decent human being? Just let me teach you things, and you do your job, I do my job, and you go home and you do your.
See, this is where I think culture plays a big part of this. Where in your culture, in a lot of African American cultures, it's you're kind of expected to act one way just because that's what your parents did. Because that's what your parents did, and that's what their parents did before that, and then who knows. I think Meth is completely right when it says it's a them versus us thing. When you see somebody who's acting different than you, whenever your initial thought is that you have this same connection because this is what your culture has taught you, but you have somebody acting against what their culture has taught them.
Oh, okay, yeah. I get what you're saying.
So it's like looking into a mirror from the outside. You're seeing somebody who should be acting like you, but they're not because they choose not to.
Oh, yeah, I get what you're saying. So it's like so okay. So I was raised in the church. You know, I'm more um just morals and respect and opening the door for people and doing certain things. And I kind of get what you're saying. If I see someone doing something way opposite of me, I'm just like, well, like what's that? That's kind of our first instinct because we're all raised differently. Like we all are. And once we see someone who doesn't act the same way we do, and even it couldn't even be bad. It just be acting weird. We just kind of judge them like why are you being like that? Like I, I don't know. It's just all fucking weird. And this one tall boy fucking hit me like a motherfucker. This one tall boy just got me. The fact that's how they want to be called makes them separate. They want to be called African American. I mean, I kind of agree. I think we should all be called American. Why are we separating them? And Chloe made a good point on the election night. And I actually read a post from 4 years ago on my Facebook memories where I posted where it said a lot of news stations are saying if you're not college educated, you're voting for Trump. And they're basically calling us stupid. And that's what they say each year. Like, more college educated people vote for Biden. I had comments on there from 4 years ago when I was reading today where it said, I went to college for 4 years and this one girl went to be a doctor. One of my friends went to be like a vet. They said, I'm voting for Trump. But they like separate us where they make a lot of people think if you're white and you didn't go to college, then you're just stupid and you're going to vote for Trump. That's how they make us to be. And I know I'm not the smartest. I know I'm not. I say the dumbest shit. I know I'm not super smart, but I am I work hard and I try to do the right thing. But it's like media and just people in general just make people. They want you to think a
Well,
certain way.
let me ask you this: do you not think that pretty much everybody works hard? I mean, I know there's some people who fall underneath the radar like that, but I mean, I think a lot of people do work hard, or they try to work hard.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not saying like the work hard part. I'm just saying like people just assume since I didn't go to college that I won't amount to anything. That's what I feel like a lot of people think. Like even some of my like at first I thought my dad thought this because my sister is going to Ohio State. She's like the A+ of the family. And I didn't go to college. My GPA was probably ass. I don't even fucking know what it is. It was probably bad because I didn't care about high school. I wasn't dumb per se. I just never tried. I didn't do my homework. I didn't care. And but now I'm a supervisor. I mean, I make for at least around Ohio. I make good. I make good money. I make I think 21 an hour. I'm not, and I'm in a higher up spot, and I work there to get it. But it's just like if you didn't go to college, people just look at you like, oh, you're fucking stupid. You what are you gonna do? Like factory work your whole life? Probably yes, you're right. But without the factory workers, most of the shit wouldn't get made or done. So I don't understand why people look down on people who don't go to college. Because that work still needs to be done.
I think that stems from societal class. Is it classism? Is that what it is? Where you have middle class, working class, and rich people, poor people, that whole thing. I think a big part of that is us versus them. Yeah, exactly, Matt. I think it's us versus them. That's a big thing. Instead of everybody being a part of a big team, we're trying to get ahead of each other. This is what capitalistic society does. Why pay workers $15 an hour when you can pay them $7.25, which is a minimum, a guaranteed minimum? Why force them to work 40 hours when you can force them to work 39 and not pay for their benefits? It's about monetary status is the big issue. I think people look down on people who didn't go to college simply for the fact that without education, people have this mindset that without education you're never going to make anything of your life because you can't get a better job. You can't get a better job. You can't get this job. You can't do etc. You're not going to make $100 million or $100,000 a month. yes, college educated versus non-college educated. But the problem is that in the U.S., everybody, especially Republicans, I hear this from Republicans a shit ton, that the United States is the only country that you can live in where you can start off poor and end up rich. I believe that's becoming less true today.
I mean, Chloe made a good point, and we've talked about it before. Chloe went to college, and I make more than she does. I make at least $6 more than
Yeah,
what
but
she
is
does.
she doing what is in her field?
Yeah.
Say no.
And I'm not. And here, I'm not saying she should not get paid more. She works with healthcare. I think she should get paid more. Even like my dad, he's a firefighter. They go and save lives, but they don't really make shit. I mean, my dad makes good money because he knows how to save his money, and he has a business on the side. And my mom works, but like firefighters, people who serve, just stuff like that, they don't get paid. I mean, they get paid decent, I guess. I mean, you can live off of it. But for doing what they do, why don't we pay them more? I work at a
Firefighters
factory,
and
my dad's
a lot of
firefighter.
firefighters in the state of Tennessee don't even get paid. A lot of them are volunteers. Yeah.
Really? Oh, fuck that shit. My dad probably go nuts. That's what's stupid about it, though, because without them, people will just fucking die. I mean, they're good people because they're volunteering to do it, and that's what's good about it. Like they have a good heart, but they should get paid something because they're out there risking their life to save somebody else, and we just kind of look over them like, oh, okay, like that just blows my mind. Like, I'm not saying I shouldn't get paid. Okay, to be honest, I will say this: I shouldn't get paid what I get paid. I make 21 an hour, and all I do is I walk around a factory and I supervise people. I watch them for 8 hours. I sometimes get into a machine and I fix it with tools. I get in there and I take it apart and fix it because they fucked it up. But other than that, I walk around and stare at you for 8 hours. I can go fuck off for 4. As long as the machines are running,
Yeah, but
don't do anything.
I would
I
make,
really don't.
let's say 5 years down the line when the machines are worn and torn, right? You would know how to fix them, right?
Yes.
So you're
Yeah.
getting paid to have that knowledge. That's the difference between you and a line worker. Is that you're getting paid to have the knowledge of fixing machines and making production, as opposed to a line worker who has nothing to do with that. All they're doing is putting a piece on or putting a fucking Pillsbury can on a line and waiting for it to be boxed.
Okay, I kind of see what you're saying with that. Yeah, I agree with that, but I just feel like I don't know. It's so hard in a way. Like, I don't understand how anyone could be uh president of the United States or even any country or like king or whatever. That shit would be stressful. I mean, good job to people who do it, but Jesus, like you can't please everybody. There's not going to be one president who just fucking everyone loves. It's not going to happen. And if it does, I think God's going to kill us all because there's not one person that can go up there and be like, you know what? I agree with both sides, and I'm going to make it work. You can't.
I believe Nixon had 98% of all the votes of his election. Yeah.
Did he?
Like he massively campaigned. Like every state was red except for 2, I believe, and those were New Jersey and Maine, I think.
Yeah, I think I saw that where I think I saw that there's a couple of them where it was like, I don't know who it was, but there was like one post I saw, and I didn't fact check it. I just saw it and I looked at it. But it was just like every state was red but one of them. One was blue and the rest were like fucking just red. I'm like, wow. That's kind of nice to see.
Nixon made a public statement about this after he was elected. He said that he knows he didn't have to do that, but he felt like unity was more important than what separation was. Because at the time,
and it is.
Sure, I mean that's.
But I think nowadays it's hard to believe. I'm not. And you can never really tell.
Yeah, that was my next point, Matt. Was that we were in the middle of a war.
Yeah.
We were in the middle of the Vietnam War, or at the end of Vietnam War. It's one or the other. But that was his main argument, was that we needed unity in order to succeed, in order to win Vietnam, essentially, which didn't happen. But I mean,
it worked for him, I guess. Yeah.
sure.
And I, and here's the thing though. It's hard to know. Like, I could be lying to you the whole time you've talked to me, Kyle, since I met you. I could
Yeah.
be lying to you.
I mean, you vote
You don't
anonymously.
really know.
Everybody
Yeah.
does. That's the thing, is that you could have
Yeah.
actually been voting for Obama this whole time, or anybody.
No, it's not even about the vote. It's just about the people that you know. You can never really know someone. Even if I was married, let's say, Kyle, me and you got married since like day one, and I've known you forever. I'm still
My
not
mom
gonna
would be
know who
really
you
mad if
are,
I brought a
if that
Republican
makes
home.
sense. No, yeah, okay. I think your mom would still like me. I'm a nice guy. I think she would like me. But what I'm saying is, you've never really know somebody. So, for example, and if it's true, I give him credit again. Biden said he wants unity. That's a good thing. But you can't really tell if it's true or not. You don't know the guy. We don't know him. We just see him on TV and we know who he is. We didn't grow up with him. And there's been and if this is not true, you can tell me that it's not. But again, I read on a website that Google takes your interest and kind of makes it to where
Yes.
it shows you what
It
you
takes your
want to
previous
see.
searches
So if I
and uses
yeah,
those as
yes.
a reference group. Yes, that's true.
So if I'm Republican, which I am, it's going to show me more Republican things, and besides anything else.
Is it?
But and I heard it was taken out of context and stuff. But like in '80s or whatever, Biden said he didn't want his kids to grow up in a racial
I couldn't tell
jungle.
you
And then like in 1992, he signed a bill which like took a lot of black people into jail. I don't know. I'm not saying he's racist or whatever, but he could be. He couldn't be. But we don't know the guy. Like we never talked to him.
that. I don't know Trump either, though.
I don't know Trump either. Yeah, I know, and I'm the same way. But it's like we just kind of go off what we
I go
see.
off what I hear, and what I
and
hear
if,
is a lot of hatred
yeah.
on Trump's side. I mean, I hear hatred on the left side too,
Yeah,
but I also hear a lot of acceptance on the left side. That's more why I lean left than I do right, because I would rather acceptance be preached as opposed to acted, as opposed to hatred being acted as opposed to preached. It doesn't.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying too. Like from where I am, since like I was born, I see more right being more accepting than the left. It's just like a back and forth thing. Like I've seen, like I was telling you, like, for example, when a black guy goes conservative, people hate him. But why would you? Like, can't you just like I see that stuff, and in my head it just kind of it's just I kind of think, like you said, it's like where you were from, and what you were taught, and what you see, and if no, but no, and did you? Hey, no, listen, Bethany. Did you know that Trump appointed a gay guy to one of his cabinets? I don't think she probably knew.
She's been listening the whole time.
Knows that, but it happened. But no, but what I'm saying is like,
There's
like
there's
that was
there's a
under
term
the
that I need to
rug.
throw out to you, and I
no
feel like I
one-
need to tell you this. Do you know what tokenism is?
I've heard the word token 'cause it's on South Park. It's like the token black
essentially.
guy. Like, I don't know what it means.
Basically, it's
but
saying
I kinda get
because I've done this for a black guy, that means I'm not racist, or I'm not prejudiced, or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
So
Yeah.
Trump has appointed a gay man in order for tokenism for the gay community.
Okay, but what if? Oh, okay. Listen, no. I'm not saying I agree with him, but just at least hear me out. At least hear me out. Like you and I said, we both don't know these people. We don't know a lot of people in the world. But what if, honestly, and even with both sides, and don't laugh at me. I hear you laughing. Just
We're
at least
listening.
listen to
We're
what I'm
seriously
trying to
listening.
say.
I've been listening to you this whole time. I hear you out.
Okay, so what if with both sides, Biden and Trump, what if Trump honestly did pick him because of who he was, but we don't know that. A lot of people just assume he didn't. But what if he did? And even if he did, and he tried to prove it, a lot of people still wouldn't believe it. It's the same with both sides. If Biden was like, I want it to all be, I want us all to get along, but maybe deep down he
What
don't give a fuck. 'Cause they
what
both
what
don't give a fuck
percentage?
about us.
Okay,
If that makes
just
sense.
to prove a point here, what percentage of Americans, like 25%, I think it might be a little less.
Okay.
There's one senator or one person in the cabinet out of I think 38 who is gay. Statistically,
Okay.
1/4 of that should be gay people, right?
Yes.
So how is adding one person not tokenism as opposed to adding multiple gay people?
Okay. I'm not saying it's not. I really am not. I mean that could have been his plan. I mean if but two, in my head at least, how I'm thinking, why do a lot of left-sided people still push that under the rug? Like, still, wouldn't you be kind of proud of that
Yeah,
he did
sure.
that?
Be proud he
Like,
did it, but be mad that he's not
yeah,
doing
but
more of it.
I mean, but what if the other people that, let's say there was multiple gay people he was looking at, what if they didn't meet what he wanted? Not because they're gay, but just because they didn't meet what he wanted to do in his cabinet.
No,
If you get what I'm saying.
I completely
Like,
understand
they
that. No,
didn't
you're
meet.
absolutely right.
Yeah.
His cabinet is
Yeah,
appointed by him. That's essentially how it
yeah,
works.
and like what I was saying, I think it's both ways. Like I said, they both don't give a
But
fuck
does
about
that
the people. They're
does
just
that
saying
not prove that gay people do not have the same interests as Trump?
I've actually met a lot of gay people who do support Trump. I mean, there was a good amount who do. And here's one point I will make. I saw a TikTok, and again,
Stop
I get
using TikTok as a
just
fucking
listen to me.
reference, you asshole.
No, I know, but it's just what I'm saying. Just at least listen to me. I saw a TikTok where a gay lady she's like, I hope Biden wins because I'm scared to lose my rights, and all that. And then a guy commented, well, he did like a duet thing. He said, in the 4 years, Trump actually supported a lot of gay communities. He did a lot for the gays, but you won't hear about that. And even if he wanted to try to redo it, he didn't
I gotta
try.
ask. I gotta
4
ask. What did
years,
he do? Because I have no idea.
I mean, I don't, I didn't know either. The only thing I knew about was the person he, he appointed, and I didn't really look into it. I can right now if you want. I mean, but again, we need to both look into it then, because I'm assuming your phone is more left than my phone would be if I search up something like that.
I don't search.
So what?
It's very
don't
rare
search
that I
anything?
search political shit. Like it's very
Okay,
rare.
okay. Let's both just try this. Let's type in. We're gonna type in the same thing. We're gonna put in. What did Trump do for the? Wait, is it L? What the fuck is it? LB? I don't know what it is. Tell me what it is. The LBG. I don't know. What is it?
How do you not know this?
Is it the? Because I don't. Wait, that's LBG TQ. LBG LBGT. Yeah, okay, yeah. And just search that and then see what pops up on your phone.
Okay, what is Trump doing for the LGBTQ community? Okay, don't click on anything. Just tell me the sites to pull up.
Okay, so my sites are uh uh NBC News is what the first one that pops
My
up.
first one is Vo. The second one is NBC News. The third one is USA Today. Those are my top three.
My second one is the New York Times, and then the Los Angeles Times.
New York Times is my fourth one, and Los Angeles Times is my fifth one. So we literally have the same thing.
But the Los Angeles Times is talking about Joe Biden.
Yeah,
for some reason.
that's mine too.
It's not talking about Trump. Okay. So the NBC says Trump pride gay Republicans on why they're backing the a president is what mine says. It says why they are backing Trump. And let me see if it gives me any bullet points on why they're backing Trump. Um,
Yes, LGBTQ plus.
it says it says Trump applied poll showing 45% support among gay men. And again, these are just other people writing articles about what they see. So news to me is just kind of like, I'm not saying it's not factual, but it's just other people writing about what they see, and then we just read it and just say it's news. If you get what I'm saying, it's just other people writing something, and then we're just reading it like we weren't there to see it. And that's what I kind of hate. Like, I can't be with Trump 24/7 and be like, okay, Trump, what are you doing for the gays? What are you doing for blacks? And you know what I'm saying? We're not there. So I'm not saying it's uh, tokenism, because it could be, it could 100% be, but he could be trying to help. But a lot of people, we
So,
just
yeah,
won't
you're
know.
right.
Yeah,
But here's my
because
problem: is that he wasn't doing this in his 4-year terms. He was doing this in his last year, trying to get votes. That's where I draw every bit of my suspicion from. I feel like he's trying to outreach to different communities in order to receive votes, and I feel like Biden did it too. I just I just think Biden was smarter about it by spacing it out.
I mean, I can see what you're saying. Yeah, but I just hate. Maybe it's just me, but I get frustrated when people group me up just because I voted for Trump. I'm a bigot. I don't like gays. I'm a racist. It's just that's all Trump supporters are to a
Well,
lot of
when
people.
Trump is doing stuff like
But
saying the Muslim communities are coming after the gays because Muslims apparently hate gays.
I mean, if you go to their country, they will kill
We're
you
not
for
in
being
their
gay.
country. We're in our country. That's
No,
the point that I'm trying to
no,
make.
I know that.
You
Well,
can't make
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
point that we're
I get what you're
gonna.
saying.
You can't make the point that Muslim communities will kill gay communities in our own country for votes. You can't do that without sounding either racist, bigoted, or discriminatory. It's not possible. That's where an
Oh,
issue is.
I mean, yeah, I kind of get what you're saying, because I, but I did see a post one time where it said, okay, so it said is if Trump is racist and all his voters are racist, why don't he come out and say it? And then someone responded, because he will lose votes. But if every voter that voted for Trump is racist, there'd be no reason for him not to say he's racist, because then the 72 million people in America are racist. But when someone says he's going to lose votes, that automatically makes it mean he's not racist. You're just saying that to make him seem that way. If Trump came out right now and said, I am racist, I hate all black people, do you think he'd get the 72 million votes he got? No. But he's not racist, and people know that. I mean, he said dumb shit. I've said fucked up shit. But I hate getting grouped just because I support. Again, it's not like I ride his dick. I like some of the Republican. It's not even Trump. It's just the Republican side. I like some of the things that they do. It's not really Trump itself. He's just the candidate we got to vote for. So who else am I going to back up? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's the only one I can vote for. But the fact that when someone meets me and knows that I'm a Republican and they don't even know me, they just call me, and I get it on I get it in Facebook comments. I've had people send me stuff that I'm a homophobe and I'm a racist and I'm just a horrible person, I've had people tell me they hope I would die, but they don't even know me. It's like, what kind of fucked up shit is that? Like, you don't even know me, and you're just gonna wish death upon me.
Okay,
Okay,
so
all right.
we've spent an
I
hour and 40 minutes talking about politics. Is there another topic that we have that we can use? Because I feel like we've delved into this deep enough, and
Oh, but it's good. I like it. I like talking to you about politics. It's good. All right, let me give me a second. I'm gonna take a piss, and I'll think of something else, like Beyblade. We're gonna talk about that.
full disclosure, I want to announce that we are two white men discussing the betterment of people who should not be discussed by two white men. Fuck it. So we delve pretty deep into that.
What's wrong with two white men talking about it, Kyle?
Nothing. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think there's a lot of other people who think there's something wrong with it.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, okay, Chloe. You ain't gonna have any good points for
Yeah,
me?
you had a good
All right,
point.
I see how it is. No more dick for you, Chloe.
You had
No
a
more
really
dick.
good point.
No, I'm just kidding. What did I actually
Yeah.
have good points?
You'd
Probably
ride
not.
Trump's dick.
I don't remember. I do not ride Trump's dick. I mean, if
Playfully babbling.
I mean,
I go to war for war,
Ah.
not for playful time.
and I mean, okay.
Please
so
tell me it's not political.
and I'm
Please
not-
tell me we've ended the political
I mean,
conversation.
it's not really. I will end it, but I will say something.
Of course, you gotta get the last word, you fucking prick. Just fucking end it. Just leave it. Just leave it be.
No, no, I don't gotta get a last word. I just like having.
I know. I enjoy just discussing. Like, I'm not here to give answers. I'm not here to. I'm not here to tell people how to live their lives. All I want is to express what I want to see in the future. And I think Crazy is just doing the same thing. Whether you agree with him or not, that is very much what you're allowed to believe. I don't care what you believe. If you believe that the fucking monkey should be president of the moon, go for it.
I'm gonna run for president in 6 years, and then you're gonna vote for me. I'm gonna make America walk again. And it's gonna be not the right way, but we're gonna fucking be limping. We're gonna get something going on. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna make America walk the wrong way, and we're gonna get it done. We are gonna
Okay,
get it
Crazy.
done.
Tell me something you would rather talk about that isn't politics.
I mean, that was like the main point of this podcast. But let's talk
Look,
about.
the biggest issue with this podcast was the fact that I was supposed to have outside people, like somebody like Meth Bear or somebody like Nap Times, and somebody who is completely in disagreement with you and in disagreement with me. That's what the whole point of this political podcast was supposed to be, but things fell through.
Yeah. Well, it was good for a lefty and a righty.
I'm not a lefty, you fucking cock.
I know, but you're more left, so I gotta call you. Okay, I'm a center and a right person.
That's close, I guess.
Is that better? All right. Well, let's talk about some. Hey, wait, what? What?
Nothing.
What'd you
Just
say?
what were you saying? Go ahead. Before you forget.
No. What? No, I'm not gonna forget.
I think you're gonna
What'd you
forget.
say? No, I'm not. Well,
Sinner and right.
what'd
She's
you
laughing
say?
at you saying sinner and right.
America. All right. How about the next Halo tournament? Would you want to be in it with me? We need 2 more people.
That's Sunday, right? I think I can do that.
I think it's Sunday. I'm not.
Yeah, I think I can do that.
But I want to be. And
Wow, can we stop smoking
Speaking
the
of-
joint? Come
I'm
on,
not
Joe
smoking
Rogan,
a
don't do
joint,
that.
I wish. But speaking of, so when are your hours at work?
From 2:30. Fuck me. It is from 4 to 2:30.
And are you ever online at all?
No.
At any time? Damn it! I need people to play with. I don't got
Yeah,
no
me
friends.
either. Like I said, I'm coming back in 2 days. That'll be my stream time from 10 to 3. So in that small window of time, if you want to get your lazy ass out of bed and come play with me, feel free. I could use somebody else.
10 to 3 in the morning.
10 a.m. to 3 p.m. full.
Okay, 10 a.m. to 3. Yeah, 10 in the morning. It's 10 a.m. Yes. I could actually probably do that. I'd have to go to bed right when I get home from work, and then I have to
Yeah,
wake up.
that's
at 10.
basically what I'm having to do as well. But I mean, that's pretty much the only schedule I can get that can work out, unfortunately.
I want some people to play some SWAT with me or anything. What other game was I playing today? Oh, there's a new
I
battle
saw you got
royale
a
game.
victory on
Free.
Twitter. What'd you do? I saw you got
Yeah,
3 kills. What
it was the
happened?
first game I played. It was the first game I played on that game. It's fun. It's like you're like a mage, and you have different types of elements like fire, earth, poison, ice, and you pick one. And each one has a different type. It's like it's like a realm royale, but without the chickens. Like when you die, you can get revived, but you're dead. It's almost like that. It's got like the same. You got like a kind of have like an alt. You got like 2 different types of attacks, and you got to find like armor and stuff to make yourself stronger. But it's
Dude,
fun because you like
Fortnite
I
and
played the
PUBG have ruined
I,
Battle Royale for me. Like,
I don't know. The spell break it was fun. I had fun, especially the next game I played. We came in second, but I played squads. My teammates sucked, but but I had like 8 kills, and I was just fucking putting in work. And then we died because they all died, and it was me against 3 people, and I couldn't really do much. But it was fun because there's so much to it. Like there's fire and ice. If I shoot my ice like bow at the ground, I can slide across the ice real quick. And like you can do a lot more shit than just running around.
what are you excited for any games that are coming up? Are you gonna get the Series X at any point, or PS5?
I'm thinking about it, and I think it's out right now, isn't it? The Series X, or it's coming out, or it's already
I
out.
think it's coming out. I don't think it's out yet.
I think I'm just gonna keep building the computer. But if I have to buy the new game system to get the new uh, Halo, then I will.
That's a weird position. I haven't heard them mention like a single like PC play. So I don't know. I have no idea. It might come later. It might be there the day it shows up. I have no fucking clue, dude. 343 just needs to fucking get rid of the Halo title. I'm so sick of them.
I'm just sick of, I don't know, not having people to play with. Like I got so many people online, but no one ever wants
Why
to
don't
play
you
with
invite somebody else? Why don't you reach out? Why aren't you?
Because I tried to, and they just I go for example, Agent Orange. I used to play with him all the time, but he
PC.
plays Apex, yeah, and PC. So he's just always with like a group of guys. And then I used to play with who else on my friend? He's on right now. Nap times, but he's not on. But I do play with him sometime. Uh, German Wanderer. I tried to invite him a couple of times. He didn't come. I play with Krax, but a lot of those people like to play the custom games, and I don't like to do that because it's like 30 people in a lobby, and we're all just getting spawn killed by like 2 champs. And plus, I can't get my rank up, which a lot of people say rank don't matter anymore. But I still want to get good at Halo, so my rank does matter. So I'm only at Plat 5 now. I want to get good. I want to get to Onyx or even Diamond 6.
I have an idea. How about you give me your account? I'll get you up to a champ 2.
Yeah, that would be crazy. All right. Yeah, it's not even that. I just want to get to where and even with the tournaments, like I can never find teammates. And I know people know who I am, but I just think they think I suck so bad, which I don't think I do. I don't think I'm horrible. I never can find teammates. But like other people who are golds or silvers, they get teammates in a heartbeat. I'm over here like, hey, can I get a sub? Can I join a team? And everyone just ignores me.
Why don't you play games that aren't PvP?
I don't like games that are not. Really, I'm more of a competitive person.
Chloe, yes, I love RPGs. I'm a huge fan of pretty much any RPG.
I was playing Fallout Las Vegas. I thought about starting that up. Or
New Vegas.
New Vegas.
Yeah, New Vegas is a really, really good one. If you actually like RPGs.
I thought about doing that because I have it downloaded. I'm just more, I don't know. I'm more of a like, I'll do it, I'll play it, and I'll probably enjoy it. But I like talking to people too. If it's just me by myself playing a game, I don't know. I get bored of myself. I can't
What
really.
do you mean
I
yourself?
don't know.
Use your
Competitive.
community. Like,
No, I try, but I really don't have a community. It's just like you and Chloe.
speaking of, did you ever make a new Twitch channel?
I I've been working on it, but then who was it? Daedric, I think, made a good point. He said they're gonna go away. He's like, there's no point in trying to restart and doing all that work when it's just gonna go away. Which I kind of don't want to put it. I don't want to try to put in the work again because it took forever to get there. But then again, I don't like I don't like it showing that I have like 2,000
Because you
followers, but
follow about it
I
yourself.
don't. I have like
We all know it.
I didn't follow by myself. I swear I hate when people say it because I really didn't. Okay, now if I did, yes I would admit that I did, but I really didn't. And I don't know. It's just I think it's because I take the streaming thing not like too far, but I do it so much where if I'm playing, let's say if I played Fallout, I'd get no views. I would enjoy the game. I know I would because I've watched people play. It looks fun, but I think I'd either have to play it without streaming because once I stream, like I have like a half and half thing going on. I want to have fun in the game, but then I'm kind of looking at my stream, like I want to see if I'm getting anything going, anyone chatting. There's like a double thing I'm looking at. Like I'm playing a game, I'm having fun, like SWAT. I can play that. I'm talking to people. But if my stream isn't doing any good, then I'm kind of like, okay, I don't know if I should play it. If I should play this game, because once I played COD and I had some fun with it, I would never get any viewers. But once I went back to Halo, here come all my viewers, because they want to watch me play Halo for some reason, but they don't watch me. They don't want to watch me play like COD or anything.
Okay, so I don't stream COD. I used to stream COD. Like that's where I started. I would average like one viewer for like 90 hours.
Yeah, that's the same with me. But my one viewer is my bot.
I knew you
It's not
bought it
even a
yourself.
viewer. Or it might be me.
But no, I think the Call of Duty section is like really oversaturated. Like there are so many fucking people streaming that shit that it's really hard to get noticed.
Plus, I don't know. I put so much time into SWAT. I just want to be, and I've said this before. I just want to be known that I'm decent. Like I want to be able to get into games with like champions and onyxes, and be kind of a threat to how they play, not just like I'm playing like I'm a silver and they're just gonna wreck my shit. Because I put so much time in this, I want to be good at it, or at least decent. Not like greatest player all time. That's not gonna happen. But I just want to be good at something for once. Because I'm always decent just at games. Like I'm not great, I'm not horrible, but I'm not good either. It's just like, okay. He's just like he knows what he's doing, but he don't really apply it. Like I know call outs in games. I know certain things. Like even when in SWAT, I know not to reload when I shoot somebody because I still have bullets. But in the back of my head, I still reload like a dummy. I shoot one guy, I kill him like in the headshot. I'm like, oh, reload. Like why am I doing that? Like I know not to, but I just do it because it's just my, I don't know, muscle memory of playing COD so much. I'm just like, reload, let's go. It's like I don't think about the fundamentals of the game.
CS:GO really got me out.
Even though
CS:GO
I know
got me out of that habit, like so quickly. Yeah,
did it?
because I mean, you can kill somebody with 3 bullets in CS:GO with just a headshot.
And then you still have like a full clip
Pretty much, yeah.
after that.
Chloe, for me personally, I like watching PvP, but I like watching tournaments more than anything. I think tournaments are probably one of my favorite types of PvP to watch. I would prefer watching somebody play an RPG and just like be entertaining and like explain stuff with stories. Like I don't know if his name is like technically crucial anymore, but his name was Oxhorn. He was like really really good at like Fallout lore and Skyrim lore, but I think he's essentially banned.
Have you heard of? I don't think he's on Twitch, but it's a Many a True Nerd.
Yeah, I've seen him.
Yeah, I like his Fallout stuff. I love his Fallout stuff. Like that's the only thing I've watched of him is most of his Fallout. Like he's really good at like explaining. Like he's really in depth in the vlog. He'll explain the whole fucking thing, everything, and I like that. And I try to think maybe I could do that, but like I know I have a personality, but even when, like I said, maybe just because I'm so nervous and I think about it. Like even when I try to do my vlogs, like the vlog I just made of the left and the right, I just was thinking about it. I'm gonna look at my camera. I'm not gonna do nothing else. I'm not gonna move my arms around. I don't know. It's just I compare myself so much to other YouTubers I've seen throughout the years. It's like I know you're not supposed to act like them, but then again, their thing works because other YouTubers copy other
Yeah,
YouTubers. That's
but
to get
realize
bigger.
they're all
Yeah,
copying somebody who was being original. You know, like that stems from somebody doing something correctly because they were just being themselves.
this is
So why not
true.
just be
Yes.
yourself and see if it sticks? Or if it doesn't,
I don't
maybe
know.
it just isn't for you. Or if you're just having fun with it, just keep
I
doing
don't
it.
like myself. I don't know. I don't like myself. I mean, I did got some more vlog ideas that I was thinking about doing, and I might do them. I just want to see something. And who the fuck just called me? Someone just called me.
Was it your mem?
Shane. No, the guy from work. Shane.
Call
He
him back.
called me.
Put it on speaker.
Call him back. Okay.
Say exactly what I say.
I'm not gonna. Well, I gotta see what he wants first.
You're no fun. These podcasts used to be fun. You're not fun anymore.
Well, what's up?
You're on vacation. You're playing video games.
I'm actually doing a podcast right now. Yeah.
Enjoy.
Do you want to be in the podcast? You can say something.
Nah, I'm good.
All
I
right.
don't even know what that is.
You don't know what a podcast is? It's just basically
Call him a fucking
two
boomer.
people or yeah, you're a you're a boomer and you're younger than me. But a podcast is just like two. It could be one person, but it's just like two people or more people talking about topics about just anything, and then they just upload
I'm
it.
not your friend. I'm older.
You're not. No, I'm older than you are.
27.
Yeah, I'm 29.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Take that,
yeah,
boomer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just okay. So me and my friend just talk about things, and we do it for like 2 hours every Sunday, or more. Yeah, and then I drink, and then he doesn't drink, so I'm talking more because I'm drunk, and he's just listening.
We can see one fish today. Got some fish.
Oh, you caught some fish?
I caught one.
What'd he catch?
What'd you catch?
Bass.
A bass?
Ask him if he's gonna eat it.
Are you gonna eat it? Did you catch it to eat it?
No, it was at pond. It was at a pond at his sister's house, his girlfriend's sister's house.
Okay.
So we
Did he throw it back?
All right. So you threw it back, right?
Ask him, did he make it late for something? Like a date.
smoking that baby. Fuck that baby.
No, I was just stupid. Oh my god. Did you make the fish late for something? Like a date? Did you make it late for its dinner? No, okay. Alright, Kyle, no he didn't.
Fucking idiot.
He said he rubbed it on his girlfriend's pussy. Make sure it's not like make sure it's
Now it smells
Huh?
like two different types of fish down there. That's cute.
yeah. And now it smells like two different types of fish.
It was pretty good fish today.
What?
I got
What do you got? Let me see. What are you gonna show me?
married.
Is it your dick?
I hope it's his dick.
Oh, that's nice. No, it's not his dick. He's too shy to show. He's too shy to show me his dick.
That's good. You
Is your phone dying, Crazy?
It is not. But the phone ain't close to the mic now. I kind of put it away. He asked us if we're gay because at work, I'm so bored. I always fuck with everybody I work with. I'll go up to him and say, "Oh, you got a nice ass," or I'll say, "I'm gonna suck that dick," just because I'm fucking bored and I have nothing else to do. and shit. Huh? I don't work. I know I don't work. I'll walk around all day and look at you guys.
Maybe you shouldn't admit that on a podcast, fool.
It's a good job. I don't do nothing. I mean, I get paid good money. Just
You
to walk
literally
around.
admitted to sexual harassment.
No, it's not really sexual harassment when they like it. Isn't that right, Shane?
I don't like
He said, "I don't like it." Oh,
Well,
shit.
props to all your coworkers for being very comfortable with their sexuality. Here's to them.
Yeah.
I understand what she's doing. I'm gonna get off.
All right, baby. I love you.
Fucking idiot. What was his response to me asking that question? Yeah.
About the fish? He just said, no. I rubbed it on my
That's all he
girlfriend's
said.
pussy. That's what he said. Yeah.
Jesus. Well.
See, I thought it was too funny because I was all,
Yeah,
I couldn't say
I
it.
heard.
I laughed at first because it was funny.
Fucking
See, I wish I was that
fucking
like.
dad joke.
I wish I was that. Yeah, but I mean that's good timing. I wouldn't have thought of that. You just thought of it right away.
Actually, I stole that from a comedian, like from years ago. Yeah.
Oh, did you? Well, it's still pretty good. I never heard it. Did you make it late for something? That's just stupid. No, but he'll call me every time after work, and some other coworkers will, because they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, you know what I'm doing. I'm either gaming or just masturbating. Like, what else do I do?
Yeah, that's what was making me laugh too. I couldn't stop it either.
Chloe said, why is it so easy for you to say I love you to your coworker? And the reason that it's easy for me to say I love you to the coworker because I don't love them. And I just say it to them all the time.
Wait, so when you do love somebody,
and I don't say it.
you don't say it? What?
No. I say it, but how I'm saying it, depending on if I actually mean it. If that makes sense. It's like my tone.
So when you tell me you love me, do you actually love me, or have you just been lying to me this whole time?
And a little bit of both.
That's fair. Okay, I'll give you that.
It's getting to the point where I do love you, but then I don't. I'm gonna go for his juggler. Put my dick in his mouth, all the way down. Hit the little thing that's swinging in the back of your throat.
Okay, get the fuck off TikTok.
Do you know who? No, I'm not on.
You literally just fucking quoted WAP.
Yeah, I know, but do you know who Tiny Meat Gang is? Yeah, I think I already said this, but I was listening to a song called G Shit. It's just about like gaming or whatever. And at the end of the song, they're like just talking shit like, "Oh, don't use the riot shield, you little bitch! Oh, I snap the fuck out of you!" And then out of nowhere, Cody's like, "Oh, that's the sound of you sucking my dick." I was like, "Shit, I'm gonna use that because I fucking lost it. I'm about to be in like a tournament, just beating someone's ass, and it'd be like, I was sucking my dick, just sounding you."
For the love of God, don't do that.
I thought it was funny. It made me laugh. Anything sexual will make me laugh. I don't care what it is. If it's something really perverted, I will laugh at it.
Well, where do we take the podcast from here, Crazy?
Chloe doesn't like any of the movies that I show her because it's raunchy comedy. It's more like, like Step Brothers type of comedy. And Step Brothers are the fucking best. Did we just become best friends? Yep.
All right, everybody. I think it's time for us to end the podcast. I'm gonna
Oh,
host.
I was gonna quote movies.
I'm gonna raid a guy that I went to high school with. He's a very good dude. Everybody say hi to him. Follow him if you don't mind. His
What's
name is
his name?
Sean.
I want to see him.
His name is
Sean?
Sean.
Okay.
He's just an awesome dude all around. Like he's very much worth your time, I promise.
Well, I'm gonna go see.
Everybody, thank you all for tuning in. It's been a great episode 3. A lot of political discussion. Everybody is awesome.
Yeah, America.
Have a good night, everybody.
Mhm.